While the Nest Hub feels like a forgotten product due to the existence of the Pixel tablet, it's a unique and popular item that remains a sensible choice for most people's smart homes. Should you still buy it? Well, we're going to tell you why you should. Before we get into it, hit subscribe if you like all things Google, Pixel, Android and yada yada yada. We want to build the biggest and best tech community on the planet, so come join us. It's completely free and you'll be part of a growing community of like-minded individuals. When the Home Hub was released, it was designed as a Google Home speaker with a small screen attached. Since then, the product has practically become a must-have for anyone heavily invested in the Google Home ecosystem. It's far from the perfect product, but it still has enough to be worth a look if you're starting or even bolstering your smart home systems. We're getting ahead of ourselves though. A deep dive into the Nest Hub requires a little bit more of a fine tooth comb. When we start to look at it, I'd argue that Google has practically forgotten about the assistant powered smart speakers, at least over the past few years. For those of you keeping score, you'll know that the last launch of a Nest Hub product was way back in 2021. The original device was launched in 2018 as the Home Hub before rebranding as the Nest Hub, which was completed a year later with the launch of the Nest Hub Max. The Nest Audio preceded the screen-powered Nest Hub screen, or the second gen, but it was an audio-focused smart home speaker rather than what we'd consider a home control center. While it is a unique product in its own right, it serves a slightly different purpose, and you can include the Nest Mini in that as well. We'll probably never see another Nest Hub Max though. Google appears to have ditched the larger permanent screen in favour of the Pixel tablet, with Gemini likely to supersede the Assistant in the coming years. That has us wondering, are our days numbered for one of the most ubiquitous smart home speakers out there? From the outside looking in, it kind of appears that way. It's no secret that Google is fairly cutthroat with products and services that don't meet their unspecified usage criteria or sales criteria. Many Assistant features have also recently been cut for low usage, while support for third-party services is actually dwindling year over year because of these decisions. If your favourite feature like games or even third-party list integration now doesn't work, it's easy to see why you'd be incredibly frustrated. Whether intentional or not, it definitely seems like Android is taking centre stage, at least until we see what's happening with Gemini. When we hear about new functionality for Google hardware, smart displays are often a glaring omission, and it feels like the Mountain View tech giant has forgotten that it has 4 smart speaker devices still listed on the Google Store. One bonus is that while these devices are still on sale here, Google is highly unlikely to stop supporting them entirely. The Assistant itself is in a transition phase though. More functions are sure to arrive as Gemini is slowly and steadily integrated, but at the moment it feels pretty stagnant. It's unclear if the current generation hardware will even be capable or able to utilize Google's LLMs moving forward. We hope that no news is good news for the hardware, but it is still frustrating being left on the dark of the future of the Nest Hub line. These gripes and fears aside, the Nest Hub's greatest strength might actually be its simplicity. Setting up and using devices actually a breeze, even for those unfamiliar with smart home technology. The touch screen interface is fairly intuitive, albeit a little bit slow, and the Google Assistant actually readily understands natural language commands 95% of the time. This user friendliness makes the Nest Hub a perfect fit for families with varying levels of tech literacy. Since acquiring Nest though over a decade ago, Google hasn't really done a great deal with the brand, and that is a concern. It wasn't until the rebranding of the Home Hub that it became clear that all things smart home will now live under that Nest name. Bundling in Nest Aware subscriptions into the 2TB Google One subscription also gives us hope that more will come from Google on the smart home hardware front. That said, we're still waiting on a proposed overhaul of the Nest Hub UI, but it's unclear if the future means Android or Fuchsia for the upcoming smart home hardware. A redesign had an accidental unveiling via a mini rollout and also courtesy of some marketing material. Since then though, crickets. With this in mind, it's important to acknowledge the emergence of the Google Pixel tablet. In contrast, that device aims to bridge the gap between a tablet and a smart display, and it does it fairly well, offering a detachable dock that transforms into a Nest Hub-like experience. It's not the same though as a permanent smart display, and it serves a very different purpose and target market. One major bonus to the newer device though is that the Pixel tablet boasts a larger, more vibrant display, making it ideal for entertainment or video calls, and only the Nest Hub Max, which was released in 2019, can still make video calls as it does have a dedicated camera. The usage of the Tensor G2 processor also means it's exponentially more powerful than any other smart home device out there. Plus, Android has access to many apps and services that are going to be missing from Nest hardware, at least for the foreseeable future. The major sore point is obviously the price. The Pixel tablet comes in at a significantly higher price point than the Nest Hub. Google is clearly focused on the $499 tablet. It receives regular discounts, but is unlikely to be as widely adopted as a cheaper dedicated smart home speaker, especially for smart home enthusiasts. Ditching the line in favour of more expensive hybrid products certainly feels more short-sighted as a result when there is mounting evidence of rumours of Apple releasing a HomePod with a display at some point in 2025 as well. The optics of Google, the second largest player in the smart home market, leaving or ditching the space would definitely allow Apple to make inroads and would not be a good look for Google, who hasn't really had the best of looks over the past couple of years, especially when killing services. Despite growing pains, complaints and foibles that we've mentioned, people probably don't need a dedicated Android tablet to run their homes. The Nest Hub really shines as the central nervous system of your smart home. This system seamlessly integrates with a vast array of Google Assistant compatible devices, allowing you to control lights, thermostats, locks, and more simple voice commands also give you the evidence and the information that you need at a moment's notice. This extends beyond Google's ecosystem as well, with the Nest Hub working with various smart home brands, fostering a truly connected living experience when it works. When you're using basic voice commands like turning on the lights, illuminating a room with zero fumbling for a switch basically makes this feel like magic at times, and I think it's here where the Nest Hub and other Nest speakers really do excel. The integration with your Google account also means you can ask specific questions like, what's my next calendar event, or whose birthday is coming up next, and get feedback immediately and accurately from your previously listed and calendar appointments. That's just a very tip of the iceberg, with even more ways to get the information from your account when you need it. Sure, I do think the assistant can sometimes be a little bit spotty or play dumb, but that's probably for most things is going to be enough for most people. While there are cheaper options, it still boasts a compelling price tag, making it an accessible entry point into the world of smart home tech, and this is particularly attractive for those hesitant to invest heavily in new tech and new smart home systems. The affordability doesn't come at the expense of quality either. Another impressive aspect is that despite a distinct lack of under-the-hood power, the Nest Hub really does deliver a polished user experience with a fairly responsive touchscreen, a clear audio output, and it makes it perfect for smart home related tasks. Even if you're already invested in a smart home system, the Nest Hub is a convenient additional control point, offering a familiar and intuitive interface. Savvy shoppers can also often get the Nest Hub at a significant discount during sales events too, and if you're flexible with timing, waiting for a sale can maximize the value proposition even more so. One of the often overlooked features for me though of the Nest Hub is its ability to function as just a digital picture frame. Gone are the days of bulky frames taking up precious space on your countertops and anywhere else in between. With the Nest Hub, you can showcase a curated collection of your favorite photos, creating a dynamic and personalized display for your home. This is one of those features that really brings warmth and personality to your smart home and the rest of your home decor, acting as a conversation starter or just a way to revisit old memories. If you have an Android phone and backup photos and videos to Google Photos, the entire process is completely automated and implemented better than devices like Amazon's Echo and other similar smart home hardware that has a display attached. I think it's not perfect though, as customization options are quite limited. You can't curate specific playlists of photos or create slideshows with personalized transitions from the device itself. While it's a delightful perk, it might not be a defining feature for everyone, but it is one of those features that I always see people comment on when they see a couple of these devices in my home. I think the Nest Hub also boasts a minimalist design that blends seamlessly into any home decor. The compact size allows for placement on countertops, nightstands, and even wall mounting if you do go out and buy an extra option. Unlike some smart speakers with bulky enclosures, the Nest Hub prioritizes aesthetics without compromising on its core functionality. And I think in the ever-evolving landscape of smart home devices, the Google Nest Hub still stands out as a reliable and affordable option despite some of its problems. While flashier alternatives with more features may grab the headlines, the Nest Hub series retains its charm due to its combination of functionality, affordability, and that approachable design I just mentioned. I think overall, when you start looking at smart home alternatives, Google has the opportunity to really push boundaries that nobody else is going to do. Amazon may have the lead, but Google's really not that far behind, and with Apple potentially on their back, Google really does need to think about what its strategy is for the Nest Hub line and the Google Smart Home system later in the future. But overall, I want to ask you, if you are a Nest Hub user, have you been using them since the Home Hub days, or have you used it since the second gen? Do you use a Nest Audio, anything else in between? Let me know how you're getting on. I know a lot of people do have problems with this system, but when you keep it simple, I do think it excels at what it does best: simple home control and automation. But until next time, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.